read a train timetable so you know when the train you want will be at the stations where you want to get on and where you want to get off. Hi, I'm Linda and I like to travel. I like to get out and about. Today I'll show you a timetable for V-Line, Melbourne to Geelong line, a Victorian, Australia regional line. Did you know that on this train line, sometimes the train stops at some stations and sometimes it doesn't? It can go straight past the stations. Sometimes it doesn't even go as far as the end stations. Let's have a look at the timetable. First, which direction are you travelling in? You want to find the page of the timetable that's got the direction that you want to travel in. The direction is at the top of the page. The direction the train is travelling always goes from the top to the bottom of the page. The names of the stations are listed along the left-hand side of the page. So the station's at the top and then it's travelling to the stations that are at the bottom. So all these numbers in the timetable are the times that the train is stopping at these stations. You can tell by looking at the times next to the stations. You can tell that the times at the bottom of the page are later than the times at the start of the page. Second, what day are you travelling? Monday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, public holiday. There'll be different timetables for different days. So check the day at the top of the timetable. Make sure you've got the right day. Okay, so what time do you want to travel? Either you need to be at destination at a certain time, so you can have a look on the timetable. What time does the train arrive at that destination? And then go backwards up the timetable and see what station you can get on at what time. Or you may want to go by your leaving time. You go, well, at this time, I'll be ready to leave from this station. What time's the next train going? Just say I wanted to be in Melbourne at Southern Cross Station at 11:15 a.m. I can catch the South Geelong train at 10:06. But if I want to get on at Marshall, I might have to get the earlier train because that train is not going from Marshall. Let's have a look at some of the symbols on the timetable. So this little DEP and ARR for departs and arrives shows what time the train departs and arrives at some stations. So it makes sense that at the end stations it has a departure time and arrival time, that at the Geelong station sometimes the train stops for 5 minutes or 3 minutes or 2 minutes. So it has an arrival and a departure time. And the Geelong station is listed twice. The dash, the little line, means that the train skips this station. It doesn't stop here. It goes straight past. So you want to keep an eye on this on the timetable. So when you're at the station looking at the board of the train, just check which stations that train is actually stopping at, because this line skips some. Sometimes the train terminates at Geelong, or may terminate at South Geelong or Warm Ponds. Sometimes on this line the train terminates at Wyndham Vale. So when you're at Southern Cross looking for the next train to run on the Geelong line, just be aware there's multiple terminating stations that you're looking for. You're not just looking for Warm Ponds. You can see on this board here, there's Wyndham Vale, South Geelong, Geelong, Warm Ponds. It's all on the same line, but you've got to be careful to see how far the train's going. And then you can actually check at the platform whether the train is actually going to stop at your station or not, or skip it and go right past. Going the other way from Warm Ponds to Southern Cross in Melbourne, sometimes the train doesn't start at Warm Ponds. Sometimes the train starts at South Geelong. Sometimes the train starts at Geelong. You'll see on this timetable, sometimes there's a little U, which means the train's only picking up passengers at those stops. Because this is a regional line, if you want to go between those stations, you have to get a metro train. And going towards Melbourne, it will drop off at these stations only. It won't pick up. So there's a little D. Lastly, you'll see on this line, sometimes it's purple on the timetable. That means reservation only. It doesn't say on the timetable, but This is usually the Warrnambool train. You usually have to reserve. Sometimes there's spare seats. If you're lucky, you can get on there, or you can just stand if there's no seats available. I hope that's helped. I hope you can get the right train at the right station at the right time and get on and get off where you want to. Happy travels.